Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about our co-op experience in Halo Infinite. What do you guys think?
It was good. The end. End video.
Good. Credits. Roll.
So obviously we're all here gonna be talking about the video. Caleb, you wanna say something?
Something.
Okay,
I was
good
gonna
talk.
say, hey guys, I'm Caleb.
Hey guys, I'm Caleb. You may recognize all of us. We played, all three of us went. I mean, these two guys played Halo Infinite before me because I was the nice guy and waiting for co-op because Halo's boring solo. But that's just me.
Whoa.
Whoa! It's about the journey,
It's
not the destination.
It's the fun
journey.
It's a great journey to Destroyed Ring. So,
Exactly.
There it is.
Speaking of which, if any of you guys have not played Infinite, this is a spoiler alert.
Spoilers. Yep.
Get out. Go play the game, then come back.
Care about the Halo Infinite story, but
also,
there's your spoiler warning.
Yeah, there's a spoiler warning. Also, yeah, go ahead and leave, play the game, come back, subscribe, then like the video, then watch us. There you go.
It's a lot to ask, but please.
No, it's like a checkoff
Chief
list.
dies.
Whoa!
Yeah. Chief dies. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Totally.
Chief is Han Solo. What? Man, that was
Kylo Ren.
That was Chief is Kylo Ren.
Chief is Pablo.
Oh, no!
No!
Stop it!
Who's
Oh, if you guys watch our other videos, you would get that inside joke.
Who's the guy that that Oscar Isaac plays?
Moon Knight?
No, and obviously no, but he's in Star Wars. It's Poe. That's his name.
Poe Dameron.
Holy shit, that name sucks.
It's better than Finn.
True, you're not wrong. I always thought, I don't know. I was thinking like Han Solo, like you literally compare the two, and it's just like, oh, is this? It's like, oh, here's a guy that's similar to Han Solo, but his name is Poe, like Kung Fu Panda.
Hey,
like
don't fuck with Kung Fu Panda.
Hey, I'm Jack Black in real life. What do you mean?
Kung Fu Panda's amazing.
I'm sorry, I thought this was Halo, not fucking DreamWorks.
Hey, you shut up.
Hey,
what the
fuck? Don't make me talk about Halo TV show, damn it.
We're already off track. We have a list of categories we'd like to go through to keep us on track. That way we don't end up talking about Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. Or Star Wars.
Again anyway. Or Star Wars.
Or the prior videos that we did. I mean, I guess we'll talk about it with the prior videos we've done with Halo Infinite. I mean, as a guy who has no bias or, quite honestly, love or attention to Halo, I mean, I watched the TV show just because, it's like, they're finally doing it when they should have done it a long time ago.
Ugh.
Like, I'm saying, like, I don't have that bias towards Halo in general. So, like, I mean, I would say the story, like, going over the story, I would like a solid 7. Like, it was solid 7.5. I mean, there's issues, but that's in every video game, so it's kind of...
My thing is, after replaying it through with you guys, I didn't mind the ending so much. After a while, it made sense.
I agree. The ending was not as bad as I was expecting.
I mean, maybe I am the asshole though.
I mean,
finish. I'll go back to my opinion.
I was gonna say, God forbid, it's not as bad as Halo 5. My God, that game sucks all around.
That literally was.
We'll get to that. Bad, the rest of the channel didn't even see the rest of the playthrough.
That is true. Because me and Caleb played it already. I'm like, are we gonna suffer through this just to push through to Infinite? And we're like, fuck this.
That's same thing for me. I tried to replay with my wife recently. I'm like, nope.
We literally got, I don't know, like a quarter, not even a quarter through the game, and we're just like,
when I played it with Chanel, the controls were so different compared to any other Halo, especially since I played MCC so much.
Yeah.
Because I stopped playing Halo 5 religiously after you and Raiden stopped playing it. and like I like the entire
Well, here's
like
here's my issue.
I suffered through it so much just trying
Here's
to like
my
remember the controls, and even by the end I was still struggling with it.
here's my thing with Halo 5 and this little backstory. I got the first Xbox One, the one that came out whatever 2013, 14, whatever the fuck. My first two games of that console was Infinite and Fallout 4. Or not Infinite, Halo 5 and Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And boy was I disappointed for both. But anyway,
Fallout 4 is not great.
I literally had to beat myself to liking Halo 5. I actually kind of enjoyed it. Not as good as 4. After going back and playing 4, then me and Caleb doing the multiplayer sometimes just for the fuck of it. 4's pretty good.
The story of 4 is great, and we'll get into all of the other games when we talk about them later. But
that'd be a whole other thing.
The story of 4 is fantastic.
Right.
Like I that one has aged well over time for sure.
Exactly.
5
I feel
the same way.
Is aging like milk. It's like it's really.
I would say
not good.
I would say Halo 5 is aged like chicken. After you eat the chicken and throw the rest of it away, and it spoils in the trash can, that smell, it's like that.
Yep. Let me summarize it this way: it's Halo 2.0. No, not that Halo 2 is a bad game. No. Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. Before everybody rushes to the comments and asks for my head.
And we're going off topic of Halo Infinite, but hurry up and finish this end. Let's get this over with before everyone roasts you.
When I say it's Halo 2.0, it's short. And it ends on a huge cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
But it's like a disappointing cliffhanger.
Yes.
Just like
it's
Infinite.
Not satisfying at all. It's just
not Infinite. Sorry, 5. I keep.
It ends, and you're like, when are we gonna play as Chief again? And then it's like, where the fuck? What the fuck was this?
Chief's asleep now, and now he's back. And anyway, Caleb, rate the Halo Infinite campaign.
Can't be biased.
After revisiting the campaign and the gameplay, it's definitely a lot more fun to play with people.
That's most video games, though.
Well, like any Halo, like I can play by myself and be completely fine.
Yeah.
But like Halo Infinite, it's more. I have a thing with open world games where just like
the story strictly right now, not the co-op experience.
Yeah. Like dialogue and moments
story?
and like dialogue and moments and scenes and cutscenes or whatever. That's why I said it's like a 7.
Okay.
It's pretty good, right?
I would say a 7 as well. Honestly, more towards 6, because the one thing that I loved about old Halo games was that the cutscenes were like each always different, dynamic, and stuff like that. But here in Infinite, it's always a cutaway of Chief and the weapon usually, and so like. It's always like the in-game engine. It's never like that beautiful opening cutscene that you get at the very beginning of the game. You never get that again.
Cutscene with Atriox, though.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
But you never see that again.
No, yeah,
and not that the cutscenes aren't, or not that the game isn't beautiful, because that Slipspace engine is beautiful. But I mean, just that cutscene alone is just. It's just disappointing that you never get to see something like that again.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire campaign.
There's nothing like the Halo.
Not even the end.
The Covenant back their bomb shit. There's nothing.
Yeah,
like
it was like
Halo
a
3's arc opening up. There's nothing like that.
It was almost like a giant cock tease, thinking there was gonna be more at the end or in the middle, and it's just like, it's literally just it's literally just the figures of the in-game engine reenacting a scene. But the beginning, it's like, there's a whole animation team with it. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, and so like all it is like they feel like pauses. Like you're doing a huge boss fight, or there's like an action scene or whatever, and then there's just a pause so that there's dialogue between the 2 or 3 characters that are present.
Right.
And that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so seven for Caleb. Justin?
So
Are you gonna
my
be the
rating's a
asshole?
little weird. No, here's the thing. My rating's a little weird because I loved Chief in this game. Chief, in my opinion, this is the best Master Chief we've ever gotten. And I think it's really cool that he shows some humanity here, but he shows that he's like a soldier. There's a lot of like character moments in the story between him and Spartan Griffin, between him and the pilots. There's a lot of cool moments. Um, and the Halo show just really just stomps all over this.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm not going to talk about the show very much. Maybe you can edit in that clip from that playthrough a while ago where I call it trash. But man, it is.
One of my that is probably my top 5 moments of our whole playthrough. We never did it separately. If you guys go back and watch the whole playlist, we did all the Halo Infinite together, and that is probably number 1 because it was just out of nowhere funny as hell. Okay,
we
so
were like, it was like a cutscene ended, and then he was just like, "Oh,
the show is
the Halo
trash."
show's trash."
It's funny
Out of
because
nowhere.
it was that day when we recorded that. One of the Halo show episodes came out, and I watched it. And I was so mad, and then we played the game, and it was so cool. And I was just like, man, seeing them back and forth is just striking, you know. And
Right.
it's weird. And but the thing about Infinite though is that the ending is it's garbage. The ending is so bad.
Okay, so what would you rate Halo Infinite?
I would rate it because of the shit with Cortana at the end and everything. I'd probably put it at like a 7.5. I really loved it, and I also really hated the ending. So I think a 7.5 is about fine.
So in your perspective, would you say Halo Infinite's ending is worse than Halo 5?
Yes.
Worse? What?
It feels
I
like
think it is.
it feels. I can understand where he's coming from because it feels like, which I mean, of course, 343 like has this obligation because Cortana's been there since the beginning. But it feels like they killed her off, and they're just finding reasons to keep her around.
Yes.
And that's
And they're
exactly
trying
what they do with the weapon.
the weapon.
yeah. And
Yeah.
they're trying to find a way to redeem Cortana before she's gone forever. And they're
Yeah.
trying to find like the thing about Five's ending, while bad, left some interesting questions where it's like, oh well, okay, she's evil now. She's going off to recruit all the AI to do all this shit. It's like, okay, there's potential for maybe something interesting to happen here. But the Infinites, it's just really just the Cortana character just was weird. It was all weird. I didn't like it. I think Infinite's a better game, but I think that the ending is probably the worst they've ever done.
They portrayed her as evil throughout the entire Infinite campaign.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like the conversations she had with Atriox and
Then the ending.
the
She like
conversation she had with that random AI who destroyed or killed like over 200 or thousands of Spartans or whatever at the training facility.
right.
And then all of a sudden at the very, 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 very end, it's
She's good now.
She realized, oh, I
forgive
made a
me,
mistake.
I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And we're
It's
just supposed to
So
meh.
yeah,
We're
so
just supposed to shrug it off.
7.5, great. So basically we're all in agreement on there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the gameplay, guns and abilities.
Oh man, I want to go first this time.
Okay, go.
I think this is my favorite gameplay in all of Halo. I'm not kidding.
Same.
I've been playing Halo since I was a wee lad, and the grappling hook is fucking amazing. The repulsor is amazing. We'll get into multiplayer a little bit later, but traversing the world with the grappling hook is fucking awesome. And it was a joy to play single player. It's even more fun to play with co-op, which we'll get into detail later because you can grapple each other and have some shenanigans that way. It was just a fun time. I'd rate the gameplay probably about a 9. It was fun.
Yeah. I would say the grappling hook in the multiplayer we'll go over later. Like, the grappling hook is probably the best thing they've probably added in Halo in a very long time.
Yeah,
honestly,
sure.
But probably Probably this Spartan ability. Like before the grappling hook, the best thing they probably added was the Spartan abilities. So
Those
in
were fun.
4
Yeah.
or 4 reach actually
Reach,
wasn't
yeah.
So like
I thought you were gonna say 5
why? No,
because the thrusters and the Spartan charge,
no,
and
that's.
honestly, I miss those.
I mean that was cool. It was different, but like the number one they took it away, so it didn't. It
Yeah, I
doesn't.
know.
I
It doesn't.
like those.
It doesn't
but they're-
fucking
But
matter.
technically, they've always existed, by the way,
But I'm
and
saying
I'll
like
bring that up
you.
later when we talk about Halo 4.
I'm saying you couldn't use it. Like you couldn't play it. You can't. You couldn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't go through the campaign thrusting grunts into
Yeah.
pause. By the way, yeah, thrusting grunts
Mhm.
into the wall or going through wall breaking. Walls to fucking find places like in 5 like that was like a one and done thing, which I agree they should have kept because that would have made the more environment or the more innovative. But I think because the traversal and the open world aspect of Infinite makes the grappling hook like easily the second best thing they could have added into Halo. Period. Like
Yeah.
they can add all
It's
the
essential.
they could add all the fucking guns they want. It doesn't matter. The grappling hook still beats it.
It has to stay in the next game. It's got to do it. Like
Yeah.
how you can't get away. It's too much fun. They can't get away from it.
So I do want to circle back to the story real quick, and I just want to add this one fucking thing, and this kind of I don't know how you guys feel about this. Can we stop playing on fucking Halo rings? Can
We
this
haven't played on a Halo ring since
let them
3.
be let them be on a fucking planet? Like
The
that's,
name
haven't
of
done
the
that
game.
I know. I'm just saying like it's space. It's
We do need more environments too.
That's what I'm
we need
saying.
a desert area. Need a snow area. Like think it's the other Halo rings had those things, but this one didn't for some reason.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I think your opinion would
You're quiet,
change
Caleb.
if it was like the other Halo rings.
What?
I said I think your opinion would change if it was like other Halo rings, because in Halo 1 you go from
Free.
That's
like a
I mean,
forest and
right,
woods
right.
and
I guess you
to
do
like
have a point,
mountainous
yeah.
areas to snow.
Like there's different environments to keep your attention and keep your mind like, oh, this is a Halo. It's like a world, so to speak.
Yeah, this game is just forest and Forerunner architecture.
Yeah, basically, and that's it's like a fucking Minecraft world with one biome.
And within honestly within a few hours it becomes very rinse and repeat, and it's kind of like,
yeah.
okay,
Anyway,
I want to see something new now.
Right. So that's my rant. That's like probably the biggest thing with the story. Anyway, with guns and abilities, like I said, grappling hook, fantastic. I think the game, the rating is probably like, I would give it like an 8.5. And
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah.
For gameplay?
Gameplay, guns and abilities, and I love the open world aspect. That's something they should have done a long time ago, honestly. Yeah. But like, and again, and a little backstory. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so like, but the zipline, whatever, like or the grappling hook, like that's great. Like more games should have that, but like here's my mind every time I like grapple hook, and obviously if like let's say we're in the open world sections, I grapple hook, I grab a tree, rock, okay, I launch myself, and I just float down, or wait for the cooldown for the grapple hook. So there's no like, I don't know, interactive, I guess, that would make it's just you're just sitting there, you're standing there floating on the way down because you don't take fall damage, right? So it's like you're literally just minimal, so like an 8.5. Like the guns, the guns basically the same shit, lasers, ARs, BRs, pistols.
I disagree.
But
so the gameplay, I would give like a 9 out of 10. The gunplay is fine, but it's the variety of weapons is what pisses me off, and I would probably give like maybe a 5 out of 10 or a 4.
Really?
But what's the like I said, I gave an 8.5 for like an overall. That's including guns and like abilities and like the movement.
Guns and abilities or like the abilities and movements and stuff like that. Honestly, like a 6 with everything else. And honestly, because the guns just drag it down so
Why
much
Caleb?
because in
What
Halo,
happens, though?
because in Halo 5 you have an AR, a BR, an SMG, an LMG, a rocket launcher, a shotgun,
Railgun, DMR.
and yeah, DMR, and not to mention they've added like so many like different variants of those guns to where they're slightly different.
That's the same
And
shit,
I
right?
refuse to believe that they replaced the DMR with the commando. They could easily just add the DMR in and it'll be a slower firing but more powerful than the commando.
Yeah.
They could add the SMG or they could add the shotgun and it would be more powerful, just shorter range because it's not full auto.
They can have the SMG
Um,
maybe too.
or a
or
bullpup or whatever.
what's a LMG in 4?
Saw.
Yeah, the saw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I miss the
It's in
saw
5
and the
too.
railgun.
the saw was
And the railgun. Spartan laser?
The fuel rod cannon.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, especially when it comes to Covenant weapons, I mean, fuck.
the carbine.
There's nothing. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Covenant
Right,
weapon, I
it's-
refuse. It's
But
like when
again-
I look
but
at a
again,
Covenant
it's
weapon, I'm just
like-
like, ugh.
I mean, but again, it's something it's basically the same shit you've seen before. Well, but like, how does it's not just
It's
about,
less.
okay.
It is.
It's
And the varieties
right.
are dog shit.
Yeah.
Right. I'm saying like it's something you're used to because it's there. But I'm saying like how they feel, I mean, obviously the commando sucks dick. It doesn't even matter how many buffs it has.
No, the commando's fine. I don't mind the commando.
The commando literally sucks.
It's bad.
But like all those different guns, like they feel great, they feel fine. But take away the damage, whatever. If we're talking about multiplayer, but like they feel like it belongs in Halo, right?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't have those guns in Call of Duty.
Look at what's there basically instead of thinking about what's missing. Is what he's
Like,
saying.
cool, it's there, it exists. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That's my
I
opinion.
do hear you though, because I miss the railgun. I
Right.
miss all these other guns.
I agree. If they added more variety and different balancing and stuff for like multiplayer, and even if they slapped in a campaign for like a new game plus or whatever the fuck, like they would, like it would be awesome. Like running around with a saw or the original SMG from 2, right? Am I tripping?
Yep.
We don't
2.
even have the Magnum.
Right.
We don't even have the fucking OG Magnum that's been in Halo
Nobody
since
wants
1.
the OG Magnum in the game.
Everybody wants the goddamn Magnum.
No, it wasn't even in Halo 5 till like a year after the game was out. Like it wasn't in Halo 4, it wasn't in Halo
Not
3.
the original
it wasn't in Halo
Magnum, but we
Reach.
still had a Magnum. It was called a Magnum. It wasn't
There's a
called the fucking
pistol in the
sidekick.
game. Oh
The
my
sidekick.
god! Now you're just sounding like a fucking
Reddit
like
user.
A fucking
Say
Anyway,
Reddit user is a good one.
so you give it a 6, Caleb?
He's like, just because of that, a 4.
Because you guys
just because
you
of
guys
that
are
shit,
making me
fucking
mad.
4.
Fucking 4. Okay, so 4. 8
my
point.
God.
He gave it a 4. 8.5. Justin, you said 9, 4, 8.
Yeah.
What? I don't remember what you said.
I said 9. Yeah.
Oh, you said 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get
All
over
right.
it, Caleb. Get fucked. All right, we're gonna talk about co-op.
We'll do this one quick because we kind of already went over it.
We went way
A
over.
little
With,
bit.
I figured the longest one would have been the multiplayer.
Me too.
Multiplayer story.
Me too. So the co-op was amazing. I remember
Co-op was great.
Caleb and I played the beta briefly when it came out, and now when we did the full playthrough, it was great. It really makes like with every Halo game or most games in general, the co-op makes everything more chaotic, more fun. It's very streamlined. It's great. I make the co-op about an 8.5. It's just really great.
The one thing that, first of all, I'd like to add one of my favorite moments from playing co-op was,
And
there's
before
two
hitting
moments.
me with the
One, when me and Justin played the beta, and I was able to swing all the way up the elevator shaft.
Oh, that was epic.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah, unrelated. Well, I mean, we didn't find anything up there. You discover that it's like a barrier up there, and you can't go past it. But
That's the thing. The co-op, the grappling hook allows you to explore so much about the game, and it's awesome.
my second favorite moment is the very beginning of the game, and it became a running joke from then on. Is Justin going, "Is this friendly fire?" and then continues to throw a fucking fusion coil at Nathan's face.
I remember at
To
the time
test.
you were like really pissed, and then we made the short of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect."
Ha 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 ha.
It was great. It was great.
That's
Then
the
you
one thing that Halo has always benefited though, was like the
friendly
co-op
fire.
experience, and it's honestly just upsetting. Yes, and just upsetting that 343 looked at Halo 5 and was like, it's all about the online experience. Nobody does couch co-op anymore, and Halo fans in general were just so upset. And I, honestly, with an Infinite, it's upsetting that I mean, you can't do it now because they're just like and it's not 100% their fault because they're just having so much trouble with
Yeah.
adapting to the slip space engine.
I'm still in the boat that split screen co-op will be there eventually. I really think that's gonna happen. But I remember in Halo 5 when you could like revive your teammates and how weird that was.
That was weird.
I thought that was a great feature though.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, I didn't find an issue with it because it was kind of smart. It had like it had a really Left 4 Dead vibe.
If you're doing single player, it's trash because
The AI
man,
tried
is
to
the
pick you
AI
up.
stupid. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
they get over your body and they just stare at you as
Yeah.
you're dying.
Or they're like,
Yep.
oh, two hunters about to fight you. Oh wait, they're just gonna walk in front of the hunters, get slapped.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Caleb, rate it.
What would you
The
rate
co-op experience?
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, fucking 10 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
10 out of 10. Would play again.
Mm.
I mean, they're one of the few first person co-op games I've ever played, to be honest. It's one like I mean the whole Halo series in general. But this one was like almost a full, I wouldn't even say full, like almost a full open world co-op experience where it's like, okay, I will go to this fob and clear this out while you go do this, or like we can tackle this together, but we don't have to. There's that option of doing it by yourself, but it was also like the the I don't know, there was something off. I couldn't put my finger on it. Like
I would like to add.
I like the moments. I like the environment. So like the best part, hands down, is the slingshot mechanic you can do by grappling hooking onto each other. Because
Totally.
if you guys watched our videos, that's majority of what we did. Like you could count how many times we did that to each other and just
It was
try to.
so
We
much.
were literally basically speed running through the game.
I was gonna say honestly, if four people really like worked it down, they could speed run just by single handedly doing that.
Man, I want to watch a speed run of this game now. Holy shit.
That'd be amazing. Especially if it's like 4-player co-op and all 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. But like for the moments and the again the grappling hook, and it's like seeing the different things you can do with co-op in this environment. The only negative, and this is kind of like, I guess because I was kind of coming off from playing Reach, was not playing as your Spartan.
Yeah, I wish you could do that.
I kind of hated that because like right before Reach we did 4 and Reach and ODST and shit, and Reach you can play as your Halo Reach Spartan. Like that's fucking badass. I think could you do that on 4?
No, it was all Chief.
No.
Before.
Okay,
You
So,
can only
like-
play as your Spartan if you did Spartan Ops.
right. So like in Reach you literally play, I mean I guess it kind of makes sense because like the Reach doesn't really involve like one person, it involves a group and you're the newbie. I guess that makes sense.
Your Spartan is a character in the story.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense, but like I would like to see like, oh, here's a Red Master Chief. Here's the armor set I have for like a random color scheme for Master Chief and multiplayer, whatever. And I brought it to the campaign or whatever. So that's kind of like,
you could also just have it where the player 1 is Chief
yeah,
and the co-op partners are their Spartans. You know.
or like
That's what I wish it was.
or just simple
because Halo 3 did that.
or just simple reskins like, oh, here's Caboose and
Halo 3
Griff
did
and yeah.
Halo
But
3 was just Arbiter and 2 random elites.
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
And it made it more interesting that rather than like 4 chiefs running around.
Right.
So I wish that
that
343 would have done that.
that was kind of the downfall, I guess. Then like in 5, you play a different character, so like it counteracts the argument of like being the same
The one good
person.
thing 5 does.
Yeah, the one good thing, like each person's different. Cool.
But
So
I'd like to mention,
I probably give Infinite's co-op like probably an 8. Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd probably give it an 8. Like it's good. It's like you can create funny ass moments every time, which we did in our playthrough. It's just like, but it's just there, right? It's not like, oh, I remember when you wore your, I don't know, fire helmet, whatever the fuck, like from Reach, like in Reach, like, oh, that was the first thing I said when I saw Kahlob when we were playing Reach. I was like, is your head on fire? Like it's
Yeah.
like we're sitting in the helicopter ready to land, and like literally the first mission of the game, and you can turn the camera a little bit. And I see Kahlob because he's the player one. I said, "Wait, is your head on fire?" He goes, "It is. It's a trophy or not a trophy. It's an achievement or whatever
Yeah.
or a challenge." I'm like, that's kind of weird because now you
That's
get.
actually a really great segue into the next category, Nathan. Achievements and progression.
I didn't really focus on achievements through this game, so
Well, no.
this is
So,
all you guys.
well, I'm just okay. So multiplayer is the next topic, and this is going to be a sizable topic.
mm,
For context, I've put in well over 1,000 games of Halo Infinite, um, and I must say, the playing the game is fun. Like when you're sitting down and you're playing, it's a lot of fun. But man, there's so many outside problems of that. Like for instance, you cannot earn any armor. You can only earn colors. You can only earn emblems. There's some free events like you could do in battle passes, but like as far as go find all of the skulls and get the Hayabusa armor, that doesn't exist. Go get all.
So to put this into perspective, I have my Xbox up.
Yeah.
You have a total of 20 days, 5 hours, and 33 minutes.
Yes.
Caleb, you have 9 days, 16 hours, and 17 minutes. I have
Jesus.
3 days, 21 hours, 53 minutes. Like I played this shit heavy in the beginning, but then after all the bullshit, I was like, nope, I'm done.
And that's what I mean. Like the bullshit is the game's been out for
Over
over
a
a
year,
year.
yeah.
It's been a year and 2 months, and we've gotten 2 new maps, 3 or 4 if you include Forge ones. Forge mode has finally come out. Co-op is finally out. We have not gotten any new weapons. We haven't not gotten any new abilities. Like the thing is, that's what makes it so hard. Is the game? It's fun as fuck when you're playing, but playing on the same maps over and over and over with no new maps, no new guns, no new anything can just really grind you down after a long time.
Right. It's like the same repetitive shit. I got it. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I love it. Like they're doing such a good job with like the gameplay, but there's so much other shit. Like I want to be able to earn armor. I don't like that. You could have a store. That's fine. This is the same problem Overwatch is currently having, where you could have a store, you could have armor in the store. That's fine. But let me go do something really hard in the game and get a cool piece of gear. Kind of like Destiny. That's why I like Destiny so much. It's like you can go do the raids and get the cool gear, or you can go buy some cool gear. Like it's you're allowed to have both.
There's an
And
option. Right.
yeah, Halo doesn't have that. It's why I like Final Fantasy 14. It's why I like Destiny. It's why, there's a lot of games that do it right. And Halo is way too much into the store. Even the battle pass isn't satisfying enough. Like I would like to have a challenge of some kind to get like some gear. Like earning the recon helmet in Halo 3 was one of my most proud moments in gaming because it was just epic. It was amazing.
Right.
And there was a sense of gratitude and everything, and I loved it. But not having that at all here is brutal. It's brutal.
Right.
It doesn't feel, not to mention that when Recon first came out, it was a title. It was something you earned, and then over time it became something that, oh well, everybody can just give it.
Yeah, it was like the pre-order bonus for Halo Reach even. Here's the recon helmet, and it's like,
Right,
what?
right.
Yep.
But it's
It's like
also
POTUS.
Yep.
it's also in perspective, like going back to the unsatisfying thing, like it wasn't even like this was the reason why I stopped, and this is the honest truth. The reason why I stopped playing the fucking multiplayer back then, when like day one, before, or all the crashes and bugs and whatever, like day one I played the multiplayer because number one, the campaign didn't even come out yet, but like
Yep.
I played it because I enjoyed playing like the multiplayer of other Halos, and back then we were playing like Halo 4, like I mentioned earlier. But like I stopped playing when I saw that the amount of fucking EXP you got to get a fucking level. That was that was such a, like, that was so unsatisfying. Be like, oh, I went 20-5 or like 20-1. I got 100 XP.
Well, it's because there wasn't even an XP system. It was just challenges. It
Right.
was just, did you complete
Exactly.
a challenge and get experience for that challenge? It wasn't like,
Then
here's
was
your
like,
performance, here's
right,
experience.
right. Then as soon as those challenges were done, you basically you either suffered and kept playing, you're capped until 24 hours.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. And then
Thankfully, they've went and changed that since then.
They
Right.
have since, yeah.
But it's still bad. It's still really bad.
And the thing is, like, the new system is good, but there's no new battle pass outside of the really small one for me to really test the system out. You know,
Right.
like the new system's great, but you won't really feel the effects of it till season 3.
Right. And like and it's the same thing with like, and you know, we're gonna talk about Destiny just for perspective for everyone who's still listening. We're referencing Destiny a lot because that's mainly what all three of us been playing, and we got videos coming out. But in the videos that we have been showing, but like the XP you get with Destiny, with the challenges, the like the XP you get from doing raids, dungeons, Crucible, Gambit, whatever the fuck, like all those, it's satisfying to have because like, okay, this will help me progress. It's satisfying to like, oh, I got like, I don't know, 20,000 EXP towards 100,000 bar to level up. Oh, that's great. Means I did good. Like
It's great because it's every activity in Destiny. You can go do the campaign again and level up your battle pass. You know, you can go do everything in the game, and level up your battle pass and do challenges and everything.
Right. So we're not going to talk about Destiny anymore, or try not to. So Justin, what would you rate the multiplayer?
It sucks because it's so fun, and I see the potential in it. Like season 3,
Same.
I'm hoping season 3 really kicks it into high gear. They've announced 3-month seasons finally. They've announced a few new maps, new changes that they're doing. I think in its current state, I gotta give it like a 6. But I'm hopeful that over time it could become an 8, a 9. Like I really think it can over time, and I hope that the player base sticks around enough to give it that chance. Like I still play it. Like there's an event next week, and I'm excited to play it. But I hope the player base sticks around for stuff like this because I do see a possible, like, I know we just stopped talking about Destiny, but Destiny at launch was also ass, and people came back to that game over time. And so I'm hoping that Halo has a similar experience with that.
Right, Caleb.
My biggest, I didn't get to explain my kerfuffle with the multiplayer, but my biggest issue is, and I'm not the best player.
We know.
Like I know Nathan is somewhat better than me at most games, except for Halo. And then Justin's clearly better than me because he's my rival. But when I'm playing, I think that the free-to-play experience ruins it because you have a lot of people that mainly play like Fortnite or Warzone or a lot of other free-to-play games. And because Halo has always, like, if you want to play the multiplayer, you have to buy the game. And there's a lot of people that jumped ship over to Halo Infinite and don't know what the fuck they're doing They don't know how to play. They don't know how to play objectives. They don't know what they're doing. Like it pisses me off, and I think it ruins it. And
I think,
it's
and
also
Well,
brought
well,
on
I
but
want
the
to touch
battle
lightly
pass
on something.
system.
I do think Halo is one of the few shooters out there that could benefit from being a full purchase game. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 just proved that's still possible. You could pay full price, get a full game. Like, I love that I can load up that game and earn camos, earn operators, earn all this other stuff, and it's a full price game, and people are still playing it because it's fun and enjoyable, and there's stuff to unlock and things
and
to
there's
do,
and there's a store attached to
and there's
the
a store. Yeah,
right.
I think the free to play model is good for a lot of games, but I don't know if Halo is the one for it.
It's definitely not. But again,
Yeah.
but I couldn't see, quite honestly, anyone pay a full $60. Well, now $70 for an arena shooter. Unfortunately, that's kind
I
of
mean, the campaign, they already charged for the campaign. Like, people bought the campaign.
Game
Like,
Pass, baby.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it would be also included in Game Pass. You know what I mean? But like,
Right.
if people that don't have Game Pass would have to buy it,
Right.
I think that's
Right.
they charged for Halo 5, and that player base was actually fairly healthy for a while.
Right. Okay, so Caleb, what would you rate the multiplayer? And obviously, you kind of have to take away the people's skill. Like, you gotta, like, the maps, the gunplay. Obviously, we talked about the guns already.
I mean, well, to add
Maps are
more with
great.
the free to play thing, yeah, the maps are great, and the gunplay is there, and like I agree with Justin and you as well, Nathan. It has potential, and you can feel it, but in its current state, with the lack of content that is still there, and you can still feel that there's just not a lot there, and with the lack of customization options that you get, because I mean, like a Halo Infinite, all you could customize was your helmet and your body. And then they were like, oh, it's never going to be like this again. Like, all Halo's going forward will be fully customizable.
You mean Halo 5, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
like in Halo Infinite, like, yeah, you can fully customize your Spartan, but at what cost?
Yeah.
$5,
Yep.
$10, 15, 20.
Yeah, like how much are you
It
paying
just depends
instead
on
of
the armor set.
how much
It
are you
just
paying
depends if
instead
you
of
want to buy the
earning?
battle pass. It depend, and I mean, you can't even fully customize your color. It's their paints.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you rate this?
I think I'm gonna have to go with Justin and give it a 6.
Yeah. It
It
hurts,
runs
right?
dry
It hurts
really,
to give
really
it.
fast. It runs dry really
Woo!
fast. The potential is there, and it's great. But in its current state, with the lack of content and the armor customizations and everything else like that, I have to give it a 6.
I really do think season 3 is the time. Like, I think that's going to be the moment where they're going to make or break it. And I'm really hoping season 3 is good.
Right.
I'd like to hope that eventually they could do what they did with Halo 5. I don't know if you remember this, Justin. When Halo 5 came out, there was only 3 rows of colors,
Yeah.
like each, and then
And
after a couple of months, they were like, okay, we'll add more color varieties, and they added, I think it's like 5 rows of colors. So like instead of like light blue, medium blue, dark blue, now it's like lighter
5 different
blue,
shades of
light
blue. Yeah.
blue, medium blue, dark blue, and then like a really dark blue.
Yeah, I think they should keep the
Shaders,
coding
baby.
system, but yeah, well, keep the coding system, but just add like all the default colors. And like you can have like your America Spartan, but just give me blue.
Right.
Just give me blue.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, to make this short because we're already running on 47 minutes.
Oof.
I mean, realistically, it's I have to give it a 5. It's there, and the short explanation is the like Justin and Caleb said, the potential's there. Like, I've been saying it since the beginning. Like, it's there. The problem is, I don't think 343 put up the effort as quote unquote time that they did for the game. Like, they probably thought of the multiplayer as an aftermath, because they for some reason just couldn't get the game to work. So to me, like it's a 5. And the gun balancing sucks. That's
fair.
That's the
I want to give my wrap up real quick because I gotta go in like a minute here. But I'm gonna give my quick overview of my thoughts on it. Halo Infinite's great. There's a lot of problems, like we mentioned. I think overall for the game, I would give it an 8. You know, like it's a lot of enjoyment there, especially if you're a Halo fan. But just know what you're getting into is an unfinished product
right.
that's gonna get better.
Well,
Hopefully.
it's not unfinished. It's a half-ass project that is updating as we go, basically.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because, like, I wanted to defend it for the longest time. Like, COVID, I was like, COVID delayed it, and I'm like, oh, great. But I was like, but I'd rather it be finished than
Right, half-ass.
Half-assed. And
Right.
then, like, once we got the finished product, then it was like, what is this steaming pile of shit that just got laid?
Yeah.
And then they kept delaying it, or like delaying the seasons, and they kept delaying content, and it's like, where is the honesty? I mean, and then news articles kept coming out of employees leaving, like the creative art section and the music just direction,
Right.
and
Right. So
the lead multiplayer designer person, I think he left.
yeah, there was a shit ton of people who left. So what would you rate this? Honestly, as of now, let's say that.
As of now, I'd have to give it a 7.5.
Yeah. As an overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Like the story was pretty good. The co-op made it better. Like then the guns and stuff were okay. The multiplayer, oof, it's got a lot of work to do. So I'd give it a 7. So, uh, so we're gonna wrap up, guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Those who stuck out the 50 minutes of us talking about Halo Infinite and all our journey. We'll be talking about the other Halos in a later video, but right now, we're going to wrap this up. Want to say everyone who has been supporting us through all the Halo videos and all the other videos we have been uploading the past year. We have a long way to go, but we're showing there's so much love coming from you guys. But make sure to stay tuned and more stuff coming your way. So take it easy, everyone.
We do have another game series lined up as well. More of that to come, though.
Yeah, there's more. There's so much more coming. We just had a meeting before. Anyway, go off track. Anyway, guys, take it easy. See you guys in the next video. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.